Let's go, Arkansas fans. You enjoyed the film study last week. We're going to treat you to another one. 10K views. That's good stuff. So share this with all your friends. Okay, remember, one of the big themes of last week's film study was getting unblocked A-gap pressure. And this time, Kent State actually does a really good job picking up the splitzer. Good job right here by this running back. What actually happens here on this 3rd and 8 is actually a mistake I've seen Arkansas's offense make in this game. We'll talk about it later. They actually decide to run only routes past the sticks, okay? When you're going up against a better team, you don't want to run just routes past the sticks, right? Because you're not giving a quarterback really all that many options to throw the football to somebody hot, if you will. But the blitz pickup here is actually really good. The mistake is actually made right here by 75, okay? He felt that unblocked A-gap pressure. He didn't trust the running back to step up and make this play, so what does 75 do? He comes over late to help with spins. I believe that spins the blitzing linebacker, and this guard thought 75 was going to wait. He decided to come help right here on Landon Jackson, and guess what? That leaves 9, the redshirt senior, I forget his name, unblocked, okay? So the only reason this sack happened was because of a miscommunication. The initial pickup was good by Kent State, and you get a sack, and this forces a very long field goal, which they make. All right, Arkansas fans, to get to the offensive side of the football, we haven't broke down any offensive plays up to this point because, well, you start off the game really trash, and they're not worthy of a breakdown here. This is a perfectly blocked power run play. We're pulling the right guard over here to the left side, and I'm going to show you this pretty sick play right here by KJ Jefferson. Okay, this is what Leonard Fournette used to do to people in the SEC. Bang! Okay, that safety really felt that. Okay, he was actually hurt on this play. I hope he's okay. You could tell his hand is banged up right there. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're Sam Pittman and Dan Enos, having to rely on KJ Jefferson power run plays versus Kent State, these are needless hits that this guy is taking. And you'll see throughout this film study, if KJ Jefferson wasn't on this team, I am not sure you guys are winning this game. I'm serious. It's really, really, really close because I really do feel all the offense was generated by KJ's excellence, and that should not be the case versus Kent State. But after taking that blow, you weren't even rewarded on that drive with points. I think Wilson ended up dropping a pass that cost you here. So we get to this 1st and 10 play, and this is the actual pick 6 right here. I mean, this is more so a bad team just making a really bad play, throwing it right to, Greer, the transfer from South Florida. Really good pick 6, really good play, a freakish play. I love the aesthetic. A single digit with the neck roll. Gotta love it, baby. Got the old school David Basil vibes going on here. All right, so we get to this 3rd and 10. A major flaw for me here is not giving KJ anything to throw underneath the sticks, really. I mean, look, it is clear they're playing quarters, okay? He's back here, he's back here, he's back here, he's back here. You kind of tell by the leverage that they're playing quarters right here. And, man, there is honestly just nothing over the middle of the field right here. Okay, so where's KJ supposed to throw the football to? I don't know. It's cut off right here. But nothing is open. I mean, if it was, he's probably chunking it. Either way, they run a twist right here, and it's not passed off properly. I'm not going to spend all the time breaking down what happened. But basically, you don't want unblocked pressure on a twist right up the gut. KJ Jefferson can make a lot of pressures miss. One thing he really can't miss is guy coming through the A-gap unless, he just bounces off of him like he does versus Western Carolina. That's likely not to happen. If you're an offensive line, KJ is so good at evading pressure. Just don't allow it right up the middle. Very few quarterbacks can avoid that. This is what Sam Pittman wants to see. Some good old-fashioned power running plays, okay? You're pulling the guard. You're pulling the center. The most difficult block on this play is actually the tight end blocking down right here on the end. Really good SEC ends, okay, will be able to shoot this gap and blow all this up. But 44 right here does a good job just getting a piece and allowing these players to have all this room to pull, okay? Good kick out block right here. We want this guy to be washed up field. And then Bo Limmer, the center, does a really good job allowing this guy to go to the inside of him. And this backer should actually be scraping over the top. He takes a terrible angle. Limmer takes actually both of them out of the play. And you're getting unblocked run right here by A.J. Green clean through the hole. Now, if you're A.J. Green, you've got to make something happen, right? You're able to get through here untouched, and he does just that. He does a really good job reading Tesla's block. And I think right here he picked up the maximum amount of yardage here. Good stuff. All right, here we go. It's 3rd and 12. And we are actually going to spend a lot of time on this play here by KJ Jefferson because this was the play of the game. All right, the game is still in the balance. It's 7-6. You're playing a bad team, and you're a 35-point favorite, right? And KJ, once again, if he is not your quarterback, this is a nail-biter all the way till the end. All right, we're going to spend a lot of time on this play because this is one of the best throws you'll ever see from an Arkansas Razorback quarterback. I feel as if Sam Pittman's conservatism on 4th down could get the best of him because Dan Enos, if he knows that Arkansas is likely to not go for it on 4th down, he's telling himself, hey, I've got to run deep routes for my receivers to get past the sticks in order for us to keep the football, okay? Well, that's not optimal because if the defense knows you have to get all these yardage, guess what they're going to do? They're either going to blitz the heck out of you and they're going to play off, right? Take a look at the numbers here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go up against your 5 and 6. So numbers-wise, Arkansas feels pretty freaking good if Kent State decided to bring everyone. But what actually happens here is Kent State gets very exotic, okay? Now, if they had just brought all 7 of these guys, they're likely getting home and sacking KJ Jefferson eventually unless he just does something absolutely magical. But that's not what they decide to do, okay? From this look, if you were to tell me that Kent State would eventually run Tampa 2 right here, I would think you're absolutely insane. But that is what they do, okay? This safety actually becomes the flat defender. This corner is actually blitzing off the edge, and these 2 players actually become zone defenders. So this player actually becomes the deep safety here, and what happens is Arkansas actually calls the best play to call versus Tampa 2, which is a seam go, all right? Now, why is that the case? Well, from right here, this player has to run all the way with Isaac Tesla, all right? So his back is turned. KJ sees these backs are turned, so that's where he's going to go with the football. It's a really freaking good read. Protection is really good. They were able to pick up the very exotic blitz. KJ has an absolutely clean pocket to throw this football. But what you'll see here is the deep half defender saw KJ locking on Tesla so hard that Armstrong would have had a walk-in touchdown. But KJ still should throw this if he thinks he could fit that in there. And that's exactly what he does, okay? I'm guessing that was Tampa 2. Feel free, coaches, to correct me if I'm wrong. It makes sense, so, with the backer's back turn. God, look at that ball placement. And did he trap it? You got to give him the catch. You do. They didn't even review it, though. I was kind of shocked by that. Once again, Arkansas was just sloppy. Low snap. KJ bobbles it. No problem. Because he is a freaking Superman. All right? First thing, picking up this fumble with not allowing your knee to touch the ground. Then you get some good blitz, some good pickup right here. Rolling out to the right and just making something happen. Good job right here by Armstrong on the scramble drill. And it's a tutty. And you'll see it again here. Low snap. KJ probably still could have caught that, but still. To not put your knee on the ground and still able to make something out of this is just nothing short of incredible. Now, I got some good news and some bad news. All right? Let's start with the good news. You won the game. The bad news, everything else, okay? Let me know if you guys want a second half film study. But the truth here is Kent State is awful. I mean, they were run off the field by a group of 5 team last week, okay? And you guys really struggled with them. And this lends itself to a very important question Arkansas fans need to answer. How good are you, right? You play Western Carolina, which is by far worse than any team you played all of last year. And I could even say the same thing about Kent State, right? Worse than any team you played last year. And that is the main reason why you guys might be 2-0 at this point. Now, we'll see as you play some tougher teams. BYU coming to Fayetteville next week. This team also is a shell of its former self. So, I don't know how good you guys are. You haven't played anybody. And that is obviously a juxtaposition from what Arkansas's program has been, one that has had absolutely brutal teams to play in the first couple of weeks of the season. So Arkansas fans need to answer this question. How beneficial is it to play soft teams and just rake in victories? It's very beneficial, right? You don't have to play your best and you still win the game, right? It is a blueprint that is actually used by another SEC team. I'll show you that in just a second. So if you're an Arkansas fan, congrats. You're 2-0. But you don't look good. The run game is nowhere to be found. Rocket Sanders still banged up. Hopefully he's back soon for you guys because he is obviously a difference maker. But the run blocking is non-existent. You've seen some drops. The skill guys, I mean, Armstrong and Tesla are really good players. But having to rely on Texas A&M Commerce transfers to get the needle moved here, man, the lack of skill guys is just evidently there. So if you want a full second half film study, I would be very worried, though, if you're an Arkansas fan. Now, I will end on a positive note from your vantage point is I'm not sure if any team in the SEC West is good this year. Okay? In the first 2 weeks, every team in the West has had some mediocre to what the heck are you doing performances. They have weak position groups. So there is no complete LSU team. There is no complete Alabama team. There is no complete any team in the West. So this bad boy is wide open. If KJ Jefferson is healthy, he is good enough to beat pretty much any team in the West. So take that for what it's worth. So let me know if you guys want to see more, and hope you guys enjoy this. Now, floating in your face, if you want to learn about the blueprint, check it out. And this was last week's film study. It is Power Hour SEC, baby. Boom. And yeah, Landon Jackson was actually blocked on this play. It was just not so great offense that allowed him to have that pressure, but who cares? Tonight, we are doing ribs. Let's go.